Hello, beautiful bastards. The name is Wolf, and welcome to Synergy, a post-apocalyptic base builder, or I suppose more of an outpost builder in the early stages, where you have to deal with the economy and all the challenges that come with building in the midst of a desert. We're going to start a brand new campaign type of thing, as we are doing the demo. The link will be in the description box below. And I did beat the demo as far as that is possible, up to the point where you will no longer be able to actually sustain your base due to the demo being limited in what it provides you, of course. It can't give you the entire game, lest there would be no need to buy it. An end to the wandering. Now, I'm not going to read all the text. You can pause the video if you want to get an idea of what they're doing with the dialogue and the pop-ups. But yes, the beginning of this game is very tutorial heavy. Obtaining water, it's fairly straightforward, but there is a little bit of math involved if you want to optimize it. Now, this green stuff is the toxic water, so we're going to be able to do that. Now, the thing about building water in Synergy is that right now in the demo, you have two types of water. They're the same thing, it's just that you can only rotate up to a certain point. A little bit of a unique way of doing that, because here we have southwest and southeast, where the other one is northwest and northeast. I wonder why they just couldn't just put them together and then just flip through it. I'm sure there's a reason for it. Maybe a limitation of the game engine or something. But yes, we're just going to start off with a single one. Now, luckily enough, the dirt roads are fairly free. That's very nice. Let's make some basic roads happen, and we'll go from there. All right. As you can see, people are already moving around. We have some basic starting storage, some potential food sources once we build the tools to collect those. We have an invasive species here with the cinder sprouts. We have to keep an eye out on that. Some cabbage might also be quite lovely. Edible but stinky. Call that a mood and a half. Now, these pontoons, they will generate water. They will do 1 water a day at full efficiency. Now, in this particular basin, or this purifying system, this retention basin, can make, I believe, up to 0.25 per day. So it's like 4 of them to cover 1 per day. I believe that's the ratio, if I remember correctly. On top of that, we're also going to just quickly move around and make ourselves a nice little area where we're going to build the storage, because you can store both water and clean water, which does have to be addressed. All right. As you can see, also, there's like a lot of question marks. There will be a researcher later that allows us to, research these things and get the information on the tooltips. So the pontoon is done. We can have up to 4 people. As you can see, efficiency is 0, 1 person in efficiency 25, 2 people efficiency 50. This speaks for itself, right? Like, very basic. Now, the best way to look at this is considering the math. As you can see, it's 2 a day, or 2 days for the whole. If we add 3, it should speed up once the efficiency kicks in. I guess most people are busy with something right now. So yeah, once it's, there you go, 75, 1.3. And on the last one, when they're going to work and they finally get to work, as you can see, it's 1 day for 1 hole. That speaks for itself, right? So we're actually going to move this down, because I don't need 4 people to work at the water space, because I also need people to work in the retention basin. Now, we can speed up the process, of course. Make sure to do that. It is a little weird that speeding up the process is done with the F buttons, F1, F2, where normally in most builders that I like to play, at least, it's typically 1, 2, 3, 4 type of thing. But I guess the hotkeys here are for building, are with the numbers. Essentially, yep, we're done. Retention basin completed. Very good. I do love a good builder, though. I'm always looking out for some good, fun builders. I remember the days where I was spending way too much of my waking hours in the first city skylines. Oh, the amount of shenanigans I pulled. Wow. I'm thinking about 3 different things at the same time. I do apologize. I'm a little scatterbrained. I'm not sure if anybody else is going through it, but got a little bit of a throat thing going on. My tonsils are acting up. So you know what that's like. Or if you know what it's like, every time you swallow, it's like, it feels like glass shards going through your throat. It is not an experience I recommend. 1 star on Yelp. What is going to happen here is we're going to move clean water from this basin so we can put dirty water in there, because there are seasons in this game, and certain seasons will be less prevalent or less kind in the water supply than others. Let's just put a person in the day so that we can actually transfer the toxic waste into healthy drinking water. There we go. Workplaces. We do have a homeless citizens issue. Vital water. Yep. Water is going to be required for a tremendous amount of things. Tremendous amount of elements in this game. So don't be afraid to maybe overbuild a little, because the seasons will punish you, and they will punish you hard. Now, as you can see, it takes 8 days for 1 rotation basin to take 20 toxic into 20 water. Now, if we turn that to, as you can see here, it's going to make, at full efficiency, it takes 1 day for 10. So it takes 2 days. 2 days worth of water gathering at full capacity to fill up 1 basin, but it takes 8 days for the basin to clean it, right? 2, 4, 6, 8. So we need 4 basins to cover a full pontoon. So what I typically do is, luckily enough, one of the things you can do is just consider the fact that we have 2 people, so we need 2 basins. 3 people, 3 basins, 4 basins for 4 people, right? Like, that's kind of what I've been doing, and it seems to work okay. Until your city like really expands, so you may want to get a little bit more overfill there. Speaking of expanding, as you can see here, we have a bunch of people at work. So we have people assigned, people that are just doing carrying and such. Those who are not assigned will build and carry. We also have a population of 10 adults total. There will be children. There's always going to be children. And unlike Frostpunk, they don't work in this game. But you still have to take care of them. So, which of course is the right thing to do. The right thing to do. Don't get it twisted. Speaking of things that are right to do, homeless citizens. Now we can build more shenanigans. We don't have it unlocked yet. It's still part of the system. All right. Yeah, resource extraction. Yeah. All right. Perfect. So, as you can see, build 2 retention basins. We're working on that. Assign 2 citizens to the retention basins. Obtain 20 clean water. That's the next quest. So, that's going to be just a matter of time, really. Rotten resources will occur occasionally. They will be used for compost and such later. Unfortunately, that is very much later. At home, yep, so now we have to build some houses. But before we can do that, we need to build, well, a warehouse and collect these rock clusters. All right. Now, as far as I can tell, these small rock clusters do not necessarily come back. So you might have to unlock a mining system that I could not find in the demo. So be wary of that. There are definite limitations to the current demo. I'm going to expect that I'm going to do another one over here. 1, 2, this is 3, right? 1, 2, 3, yeah, perfect. I am a little specific when it comes down to how I like to build my stuff. Some people enjoy that. Some people find it very frustrating. I very much feel it necessary because I cannot stand it when people just put things nilly-willy. I hate it. I absolutely hate that. So we have a small warehouse coming in soon. And we also have, of course, the boreal rock being carried around. As you can see, we have a bunch of resources ready to be stored. Unfortunately, we cannot store it yet because we're still building the warehouse. But that's going. That's doing all right. Let's actually build another... let's build another one so we have enough storage going on. Yep, clean water. Perfect. Now, like I said, I don't want to end up in a situation where... oh, interesting. Too far away, right? Yeah, so we have to make sure that we keep an eye on where we can actually build these things, because they have to be relatively close to the water, it would seem. All right. I always build them near the water, near the splatoons. Or the pontoons, not the splatoons, that's different. So I never actually noticed that. I like to keep my... the complementary systems next to each other, right? especially in a game like this where there's travel distance, housing, storage, transport, and priorities. Yes. When there's like travel distance that seemingly has an effect, it's very important to keep things that work together combined in their same space. At least as far as I can tell, right? You will find an upgrade to the pathing. I think you can upgrade using boil rock, these rocks right here later. Not recommended in the demo because the rocks seem to be finite, but it is what it is. All right, perfect. So that's going on. Yeah, we have to make some houses, so I should just consider that. I cannot move through this rock right here. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to make this a bit of a... There you go. You can remove the dirt roads if you want to. Not that big of a deal. All right. Yep. Everything is looking okay. The storehouse is being filled. Things are being transferred, just like we expected that they would. Kind of want to consider maybe getting some resources from here. There we go. Because then I can keep building the path forward right here, which I would feel is appropriate. There we go. Line this up. And then we should be able to build another one. Perfect. I do want to get a little bit more because I know, because I have played this game before, after all, that water is going to be a bit of an issue. I might be a little too eager with it right now, but I can always pause it, right? Like there's this pause button on these items, or I can just not put the person in it and it's fine. Now, as you can see, we need food and we need water. So we need a cellar. And the cellars are kind of wild. Because the last time I tried this, it kind of bugged out on me. So I'm going to hope it doesn't bug out on me now. But mileage may vary. I'm going to just put it right here, I think. All right. And we do this. Then we can make a nice square around it. And hopefully we can then expand the city outwards around it and then the factories and stuff to the left. I think that's kind of the plan. All right, so we do need a bunch more homes to make sure that they are not continue to be homeless. It would consider to be ill-advised. All right, let's just do a nice little... There you go, beginning of a new cycle. Let's make these squares. Call it a town square. Get it? Because... All right, I'm going to shut up now. Let's actually put another worker in here. All right, perfect. We'll put one more here. And then we'll just go... We'll see how it goes. Let's speed it up a little bit. The cellar is going. We have people building. Yep, construction cellar. There you go. He doesn't actually have enough toxic waste. That is interesting. That is very interesting. Or do we have toxic waste? Yeah, we do have some toxic. Oh, it's just not being shipped. This is one of the issues that I was afraid of. We don't have a lot of people shipping a lot of stuff back and forth. All right, I'm going to put this life-saving curiosity. 4 adults have joined us. So, of course, it means more homelessness. It is a problem. Actually going to make the cellar a priority to see if it actually will facilitate some progress there. We had some issues with that in the early stages. All right, I think I can make another nice house over here. And then I can also make it nicely over there if I wanted to. I won't be able to make a nice square around it, though. Although, I can fake it. People can't tell. People can't tell that there's nothing there. Nobody knows. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. If you tell anybody, I will find you. And I will look at you with a stern expression on my face. One of disappointment, but not anger. You can call me father. Alright, so as you can see, we do need food now. Now, we can build this picker's cabin. It is quite sizable as well, like we can't put anything in there. So we're just going to put it over here. Alright, keep the water and food together. Why not? Alright. We do have some additional adults after all, so we actually do have that space. Alright. And then we're going to slow down a little bit. I'm going to put 2 people in here. And this is a... this is like your main source of early game food, right? So you have to pick up a job, fruit picking or trimming. So what I ended up doing is building 2 of them because I don't feel like continuously shifting the priority of it all. Very frustrating. So we can, seems to be a little fuzzy sometimes. We can in fact just select the bushes and all the edible plants that we want to do. We could also just drag, which is probably the more recommended way of doing it, come to think of it. Okay. So now if we click on the picker, you can see all the food sources that are currently available to us that we also have selected, right? So very, very simplistic stuff. And hopefully that will keep our food acceptable for the foreseeable future. Nobody's complaining about the food, so it looks like we are A-okay. We also have plenty of water, clean water that is. So nothing problematic going on there. Very good. I'm actually going to push this up to like a nice 40. I'm going to push this up to a nice 40. Like it does seem that there's an issue with the internal logic of the game. Even if you have a priority system. What I had happening to me, and I'm not sure if this has happened to anybody else, is when I had too high of clean water, what they would end up doing is just shift all the water into the basins, and then the seller could not take anything from the water towers, which was really weird, because then why is the water being stored in the water tower if the seller can't take from it? And it ended up being this like weird issue. I originally thought that I maybe didn't have enough people that were roaming around or helping, but no, half my base was just like standing idly by. There was like an issue with it, or maybe I did something wrong. It probably was a bug. But yeah, it happened all on stream, so I think the VOD is still up. So hopefully, I won't encounter that in the live version, because that would be unfortunate, wouldn't it? Let me actually take a look at the quest. Field lab. Yeah, the moisture pods are the berries. Yeah, like the sharp bushes. Like if you play this game for the first time and you don't have the research lab yet, moisture pods, like what? Like what are those, right? But yes, we are collecting them. As you can see, they're going up. We need to make a field lab. Field lab is what is required to do the research and all those things, right? And get the tooltips to show. So let's just make a nice little field lab right over here in the corner. Perfect. All right, wonderful. So let's actually see what we can do with these things. How is my water looking? Yeah, look at that. It's perfect. We're looking good. We are looking good. Let's actually push this up to a minimum of 100. Yep. Stock 80. Stock 40. Like this is like the weird thing. Like stock 80. I just increased it to 40, which is still more. So they're still storing water into here. Yet here, the clean water, it's perfectly fine. And it also has the priority. So they should prioritize putting it into here over this. Or maybe it's just... Maybe they will prioritize if there's still a request on it. 50. Oh, now they're taking out? Oh, okay. So I might have just misnumbered some stuff here then. Maybe it was just incompetence more so than a bug. Analyzing a moisture pod's bearing plan. Yep. So we get a scientist. And then we do a surface analysis, and then we just pick up one of those plants, and we can just kind of also queue all these things if we wanted to, you know how it is. Perfect. And then that scientist will just do science. All right. Let's take a look at the pontoon. Yep, the pontoon is doing work. How many people do we have? Other tasks at work, 14. Yep. So everybody's busy. We have 10 people currently actively being assigned to a job or doing something actively. We have 4 people just kind of roaming around and carrying things from one place to another. To be expected, right? To be expected. So we're just going to have to wait. And if we just have to wait, we can speed up the game. It's only cycle number 2. We should be okay. Each cycle has a different temperate season. Yeah, every cycle has a different season as I understand it. So Received analysis report. Let's take a look. Yes, here. There you go. Moisture pods. Resource obtainment. Yeah, so you can remove permanently the item, in which case you get those two. You can pluck, which gives you the moisture pods, or you can clip, which is the other action we saw at the picking station, which gives us the branches. Resource refining. Yep. Okay. So we're going to go into resource refining. Hopefully that will function. All right. So let's see. What can we refine? Yep, we have the forge and we have the kitchen. Kitchen is probably a good idea. Another report. Yep, as you can see, we can remove the tree, and if we do, we get all the other stuff. Very lovely. Now, before I'm going to refine, I need to have resources to refine. And I know I'm going to need sticks. So, what I'm going to do here is build another one of those. And then to keep it aesthetically pleasing, I'm going to build another one of those too. Very good. Very good. Alright. Make that a nice little corner. I mean, I could also just do this, I suppose. Nah. Let's actually connect that. Perfect. And then we'll just draw this as a straight line. Because then we can put the factories maybe over here, right? Next to the storage spaces. Might be good, or maybe to the back here. Alright. We do need more people. So we're going to have to wait until the next cycle comes along. Which is almost here. Or we're going to have to wait until the scientist is done. Because, well, they're almost done. Surface analysis. Let's see, what have we not yet surfaced? Looks like we have done most things here. Yep, sharp bush. Let's actually pick up those resources. Very good. Yep, small warehouse done. Let's get trimming. We'll do one worker. Select an item. All right. And then we'll just start trimming some of these things. But what we really need to trim is the bushes. There's a bunch of bushes here. There you go. Some more bushes over there. Some more bushes over here. Lots of bushes around, so. Another analysis report. Yep, as you can see. If we trim, we get flexible fibers, which is very, very good. So we probably also want to maybe consider getting the occasional flexible fiber. Probably would be wise. It could end up being some useful material after all. Now, some of these plants will continue to grow in different spaces. So hopefully in due time we can facilitate a greater support for our base. But as it stands right now, it's a little sketchy. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little sketch. Okay. Things are looking good. Let's actually grab 2 more here. Perfect. All right. So we have still 14 people. So we're just going to have to wait. We do have 4 children as well. So it's 14 plus 4. So we actually have 18 people right now. So we are nearly at capacity at 20. So I probably want to preemptively build a new house as well while we can. You could also build a different house if you want to have different districts that look like different districts, I suppose. It is very possible to do that. There we go. I'm wasting so much space by using like roads between each of the houses. There's really no need for that. There's really just no need for that. But I'm like committed to the pattern now, and I feel like I have to see it through. Alright, let's take a look at the quest again. Yeah, build 1 forge, build 1 kitchen, obtain 40 simple meals, obtain 10 tools. So that's just the refinement again. So We made sure that we had the ability to refine. So now we're going to make the kitchen. Let's see what the size and the shapes are. Okay. All right. So they're similar in length. Okay. So we might make a kitchen right there. Feels appropriate. Just a neat little kitchen. Okay. Also going to withdraw the resources there. Make the forge right there. Or maybe I should make the forge in the back. Keep the keep the systems there somewhat attached to all the good stuff. Yeah, let's do it like that. I think that might be nice. Yes. Because then we have the refinement attached to our storage, which might be okay. Now, luckily enough, there will be ways to like fill up the empty spaces with decorations and cultural shenanigans. But for now, we're just gonna have to do this. Now we have a severe lack of people, so the trick with that is that we just have to. Inventory is full. We have too much water. That's wild. All right, in that case, let's actually move one of these guys out. Let's move one out and then move one out, which gives us 2 more workers to mess around with. So let them do their thing. All right. Perfect. And since we have so much water, maybe we should just increase this to 100 then for now. I think that is okay. Perfect. Let's actually drop the priority right there. It's no longer really necessary. Nice little house. There's the kitchen. It is done. We'll put 1 cook in there. They're using water and the 2 sources we are picking to make simple meals. There are different types of food that you can leverage if you wanted to. So it really depends on what kind of base you have and what kind of resources you have near us after all. No storage. We have too much food? That seems wild. Anyway, people are cooking. So there it is. People are now cooking. It's 3 days at 33, so 1 per day if we have some more people there. Yeah, no courier available. Yeah. It is a work in progress. Now, we are indeed teetering the line, for better or for worse. All right. Might have to make another shelter. Or not a shelter, another cellar. Let's see. Or I could just calm down on the berry picking and increase the cooking. 1.5. There you go. Half days already. Which will take some of those resources, and those resources that couldn't be moved will then be able to be moved. There it is, as you can see. Now that we are actually consuming the resources in our devices, in our buildings, everything is going to be a-okay. Let's actually get the forge going as well. As you can see, sticks and water, that somehow turns into tools. I'm not going to question it, but sticks and stones are not relevant in this game. It's sticks and water. All right. And now we just need obtaining of 10 tools, and then we are good to go. And that's kind of what you have to do. Like, the tutorial gives you like a step-by-step process. And then you also get to explain, to you how you can make people happy. Because there's like these meters in the houses, right? That are currently like 0. Like well-being, socializing, and leisure, cultural access, and places of knowledge. Which is like schools and such. Which you can build later. There's also healthcare. There's a medicine shenanigans. Medicinal building that can turn certain items into medicine. We do, however, start with a lot of medicine, but I'm imagining that this is mostly demo related. Seems like an excessive amount of like resources otherwise for that not to be the case. Now, let's see. Cycle 32. Tools are being made. Yep. Branches are being brought. All right. We could try to see if we can do more research, lest we can maybe take her off and use her as a courier or something. It does, however, seem that sometimes when you try to apply something new that you want to do, it unselects what you were trying to achieve. which has been a little weird. Also, you can research the same thing over and over. There doesn't say, at least it doesn't tell me that it's already done with researching. At least I don't see the indication of that. So I'm going to actually pause this, going to take her out. Another, riverbank finger. Yep, nothing too special. Going to bring a person back here, bring another person back here. As you can see now, we have 28 housing, we have 22 people. And it looks good. We need more branches though, so maybe it's time to grab up another picker, and then we'll hopefully see that improve. It takes 5 days for them to make one set of tools though. I wish that you could limit how much they're going to make. You can limit storage and kind of prioritize and set up a system like that, but you can't set it so that they will stop working if a certain amount of tools are in your base. Like those type of logistics. That's what I always like to see. What would be nice, and this is just a thing I would like to see, and maybe it's already in the real game or maybe I've missed it, is if you can limit the actual storage or limit the actual production, not the storage, the production of a certain thing based on how much is in your base, and then if they're meeting that that limit, then they're just going to do courier work, or do whatever. So that's kind of automated itself, that if people die, for example, as well, it doesn't get refilled even if other people are available, which is also kind of a frustrating thing if you happen to have a death wave over your city because of dehydration and a lack of food, because that totally didn't happen. Anywho, this is Synergy. You can check out the demo on Steam yourself. The art style is pretty cute, so it certainly will appeal to people. Check it out, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm out!